Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. I'm AJ. This is, let's see, we are July 9th in 2019. It is Tuesday. Currently, right now, the time is 11:45 on the West Coast, and I'm going to go over today's recap. Before I do, I want to You know, um, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. I'm offering right now for the month of July because it's Independence. I, if you notice, for some of those that are asking, I offered a special offer where if you're invest in as an annual subscriber, I will apply $500 towards a platform. It's a trading platform. It could be SureTrader, TradeNet, wherever you want where they give you decent buying power so you can make trades. Um, and I will also, if you're an existing member who even just started with us, I'll refund back 197 back to you, regardless of when you paid. Doesn't matter. And I will also pay for a scan service. And a scan service is really essential to day trading. It helps you find information that maybe your existing systems don't work and you don't have to use Twitter. One of the things that I've always been very, very proud of is my ability to always find traits that very, very few people have on their list or will consider or will trade. And um, one of the things that I do really well is I really hunt for my trades. I really do a lot of homework, research, analyze, and especially with earnings season coming, I really want the traders to be really 100% focused on really reading the reports and understanding them. Because the more you understand, the more conviction you will have when you're day trading. And that's really what you need. You need to trust that the trade's going to work and why. And so every day I come up with 12 ideas. I do my standard 10, and then there's a couple notables where are things that like SRPT, Morgan Stanley's got an upgrade, and the stock is gapping up. Okay, on a trade like that, I'm looking for a quick gap fill, bottom curl, go long, and boom, stock is set, ready to go. My job is to make sure that the trader is fully aware of the where the stock will probably end up bottoming out. That's what you hire me for. So let's just take the, for instance, SRPT, Morgan Stanley upgraded to 220. Now this is a really huge call for Morgan Stanley. This is not your standard, running it over Raymond James, Nomura, Aegis saying, "Oh, this is worth 220." No, this is Morgan Stanley, and they're not the biggest bio group in the world, but when they speak, it has an effect on the stock. And so, you know, myself and Fire and a lot of pro traders that have been trading for years, we see that, we jump on that, especially if it gaps up. So here's a first instance how we played it today. The notes were very clear. The stock is gapping up $3. Okay, we will any pop at the open towards 152, 154 is a short. So you can take short now in pre-market, but any pop at the open towards 152, scale in and short it because the stock will come down to 147.50. It will come down. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. The stock will come down. How do you know that? Because traditionally, I'm doing this for 16 years. I've traded SRPT for a good, 7 or 8 years. I know how the stock works. On every upgrade, on every analyst call, I've played it each time. I played it on earnings. I play it all the time. So I know that they have a tendency to gap fill. If they have incredible news for what they do, and and the FDA backs it up, okay, the stock will fly. You can't gap fill that. It's going to take a couple days for that. But when it's an upgrade, they traditionally will gap fill. So what that does is it presents a great idea for all the members in the chat room. People that pay good money to be in here, they're $6 a day. They're looking, hey, can I make $100 today? Can I make 200? Is this a swing idea? Absolutely. This is a great swing idea um, if you buy options on it, calls. I don't see why you can't buy 155 1 month calls or 157 because it does have room to go. The reason why the stock really hasn't really run today is because the market has been pulling 100, 120 points all day. But this is a perfect setup for us. So this is a traditional trade that we will do all day long in our room. Okay, so we just go to the chart and we look at SRPT. All right, SRPT. And so what we do is you look at the gap up from the day before, which is right here. All right, and here's the gap up. There's the gap up pre-market. Now, I'm requiring a quick pop out of the gate. So when the market opens, ding, 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 I'm anticipating. So in other words, I don't want you to short the stock so soon. If you want a better price, all right, just wait for the pop at the open. If you want to short it at 150, that's fine. Give it room to 152, have a 151 average. Now, this is where the pro side comes in, the professional day trader. Now, what this trade will do is put money in your pocket. All you have to do is map it out. It's a no-brainer in our room, no brainer at all. Okay? And I mean that sincerely because we do this all day long. All right? So from a professional level, what I'm looking for is the stock to basically, all right, I want it to gap fill. Now it's not going to gap fill all the way. Why? Because it's a really strong upgrade. Again, you know your analyst, you know how to trade the stock. All right, so this is Morgan Stanley. So I know I have room here. So I'm going to give it validation. So if you can see my notes, I clearly put that the stock will hit 147.50 and a slight tad under. Then you long the stock on a bottom curl and go long. That's it. There's no negotiating. I think you're wrong. What if it doesn't? Hey, could you look at that? Do you think it will go? Maybe it will. I don't want to hear it. Those are the other chat rooms. In a professional day trading room like Awesome Calls Trading, okay, it's required to give you where the entry point is going to be. Okay, that's what we do. And then we guide you. All right. So here we go. If it hits 147.50, you cover your short and the stock will go back up 2 to 4 points. That's it. That's your trade. So if you only traded one trade today, this is your trade. So here we go. Ding, 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 ding. There's your short. Perfect entry, 250, 300 shares, market order, boom, boom, boom. And then bam, we nail it. Where to go? 147.20. You're done. Cover, 147.50, long it, and hold it. And just wait for it to curl and go around. It might take all day, which it did, but it ended up going almost to 151. Now, sometimes on the long side, like myself, I got a little eager, because I saw this pull and I was like, oh, great. So I started taking it up here. And actually, no, I took up here. Yeah, I started up here because I saw this curl and I'm like, oh, I want to go long there. I don't even want to fill the gap. I want to get in there because I just like the call so much on the long side. But what happened is it pulled and then it pulled. So I averaged in and I ended up around 149. I think it was 149.30. And I had to wait to get paid. So on my break, I put a limit order in and it triggered. I put it in at 149.50. It was only 200 shares. What did I do wrong? Well, I made money, but I could have made more money if I had just waited for my 147.50. I guess I was just too eager, but from a short side, it worked perfectly. From a long side, it worked just as good if you hit the 147.50. But again, now you have to ask yourself, how did you know this? Where did you see this upgrade? And that's where scans come in. And this is what I want to pay for 6 months because I want you to be able to fish and find your own trades. I will educate you every day for those 6 months to a year how to look and how to trade it once you find the news and not find the information. Okay? I will do that for you. But before I do that, I want you to learn, you know, as you're learning in here, I want you to be able to fish for your own trades because this is going to make you more efficient as a trader. Okay? And that's important to me. And so what I want to share with you is this. I'm going to show you two scans. This is a scan I use. This is Newswatch. Okay. As a matter of fact, here is the SRPT upgrade. Right. So, but how did I still find it this morning? Now, I have Newswatch, I have a whole list of news that comes out on 12, 15 different wire services. So that's going to be lost in that whole bunch. But on my news watch, I also if you're with them, they will let you have fly on the wall. This is fly on the wall. Now, fly on the wall presents hundreds and hundreds of analysts. They usually do the top 100. Okay, I break it down to the top 10, and Morgan is one of them. Okay, from there, I could just scroll down and find. I mean, you could just scroll down. You got the Goldman calls, right? Then you have the J.P. Morgan calls, right? Right, and then you go down, you go down, you go down, and then all of a sudden, bam, Morgan Stanley, SRPT, boom. But where I also find it is on my other scan that I want to pay for you. Now I want you to see. I come in the morning. This is Briefing in Play Plus. This is an amazing wire service, full of information. Now, they are not the fastest compared to some of the traders that use quicker services as far as news. And in our business, seconds count. Okay, you can either get in too soon or get in too late. Briefing is more of, if you could picture a stagecoach going across the desert to deliver some mail. That's kind of what briefing is when it comes to right on the moment alerts. All right, it's not Newswatch with 12 different services or these other scans you can pick up quick. But what they lack in those areas, they make up 100 times in other areas. So what I do is when I come in, I punch up summary RX every morning. Okay, as I'm going through all of my finds in stuff and looking for trade ideas. Okay, and I don't use trade ideas at all ever. I do not use that. It is not a service I use. There's no. I'm the kind of guy that needs to know the reason behind a move, and I'm usually the guy that creates the move behind it. All right, I have one of the most incredible decorated chat rooms in the world. So I know I can move a stock just by saying I like something. So that's already given. But what I love about when I do my research is I always come up with there's a summary. And as I'm going through the summary, I can actually see, you know, different news alerts. Like I could see the summary of what's going on in the morning. What is gapping up? Now, what the difference between trade ideas and briefing is, trade ideas just says this is gapping up. But briefing will say this is gapping up because, and I'm the guy that's always because. I want to know why it's gapping up. Okay. And so what I'll do is I'll go through the summary. I see a Casey is going to be bought out, so I'm going to stay away from that one. I see OG, MR, OSTK, Soli. So I picked Soli this morning because I know how to trade it. I figured I knew how to play it. It was easy. From the downside, I saw FMS was down because President Trump was planning means pull at the open, bottom curl, go long. All right. And I saw DVA planning. Okay, so I can make those up. TVA will probably pull at what 50 at the open. I can go bottom curl and go long. So those are two easy trades. And then I want to see if there's any downgrades. And a lot of times too, I can also, and then I can look at earnings if anything's gapping up on earnings. Like PEP was gapping up, and I believe LNN was gapping down, and MMM was on a downgrade. Also on briefing, they have this thing called calls. And I always summarize this and I look and I go calls. So when I look at calls, all of a sudden I will see for the day what kind of calls are out there, any upgrades or downgrades. So I'm trying to see if I can. Okay, so they had downgraded. There's Roth, Citi, Docu was an outperform. Solo was a short, and then Chewy had a bunch of initiations this morning as well. And then as the alerts were coming in, I want you to see this one. Then right here in the morning, I see this right above some of my posts. I look up and at 8:54, I'm seeing that. And then that's all I needed to see. So SRPT raise. So I look up and I see and I punch it up and it's gapping. Right? Now I could have saw it there. or I could have turned around and sold it right here, which is right here. But by knowing this, I now have a trade. I actually have a trade that I can make a living. I can make money. And that's what day trading is. Finding a solid idea, charting it out, and understanding where it's going to go and why. Right? And when it gets there, you get paid. And that's day trading. That's why we all do this for a living. But this is a culmination of 12 years of scan reading, a culmination of 16 years day trading, a culmination of 10 years of losing in this business, you know, and trying to understand how everything works. That's really what it comes down to. You've got to understand, you got to go beyond the charts. Everybody wants to trade the charts. That's new in the business. Everybody says, well, the chart, the VWAP, the EMA says this. Well, you got to go beyond. If you want to be that trader that really understands the move, you will be so efficient and you will make a living. I'm not saying you're going to be rich because everyone's rich is defined differently, but you will make a living. And a living could amount from 250 to 500 a day. There's no reason why you can't because one, you're educated. This is like a school. Awesome Calls Trading is a school. It's an academy. It's a place where you're getting knowledge. Why did you pick this stock, AJ? Well, because Morgan Stanley said it was worth more and it was gapping up. Okay. How do you make money on that trade, AJ? Well, you short the stock on the gap and you take it back down and you determine where you feel the stock will set, bottom curl it, and you long the stock. How do you know that, AJ? Because I've been trading for 16 years. And so it's easy for me to take a position and stay with it because I understand the stock and I'm willing to take a 1 point risk on the trade. That's it. So for every excuse why you couldn't find it, or for every excuse why you didn't take it, or for every excuse why you're saying, well, I just, I didn't see it, I'm trading it. I'm going to show you another one. Here's another one. Noah. I want you to look at Noah real quick. Now, Noah is gapping down. You see this? It's notable. I saw this on CNBC in the morning. It was going through a ticker. And I saw it gapping down. Here's the gap down right there. Here's the gap down. So I'm looking at 34 when it closed at 35.80. So at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, I got it on my system. Something's going on. So I want to know, why is it gapping down 1 or 2 points? It's a $30 stock. I can make my traders a lot of money, but I can't see now on trade ideas. All it's going to do is go gap down. That's it. And you know what? 99.9% of a day trader will overlook that. I don't care. Doesn't say anything. I'm just going to go see what Twitter's saying. I am so past that. I don't care what Twitter says. I'm looking at it. CNBC is showing me on a stock ticker across the board. It's down 1.5 points. That's a trade. And God damn it, I'm going to make money. I'm going to go pay my bills on that trade. But before I take that trade, I need to know why it's down. So I have to do my research. How do I do that? I go to my scan. I simply go to my scan. Same one I want to pay for the next 6 months. So I go up here and I punch Noah. Right? So Noah's down. Why is it down? Got to have the why behind the move. Well, so I want you to really understand this news. Now, 99%, like, you ever heard of Palmer's webinars? He always says the same thing. Nobody will trade a stock like Noah in any other room except Awesome Calls Trading. He always says that. No one will trade this one other than Awesome Calls because no one's looking for it. Nobody even sees it because nobody wants to find it. I will find it. All right? So what do I look for? Let's look at the news. Let's read it. Noah is down because they provided it updated on a status of certain credit funds managed by Shanghai Gopher Asset Management, a consolidated affiliated entity of the company. These credit funds provided supply chain financing involving third parties companies related to Camsing International with a total principal of $3.4 billion. The controlling shareholder of Samsung says company recently been criminally detained by the Chinese police in connection with fraudulent activity. trade. That's a trade. And you know what I love about that? It's a challenging trade because a lot of people would look at that and go, "Oh shit! Oh my God! Stay away from it! Stay away from it! Oh my God! Be scared of it! Oh my God! It's probably going to go to zero." That's because you've been trading less than 2 years and you don't know how to read that. For me, you know what I read? You read it totally different the way I read it. I read it that no one's getting punished and they didn't do anything. That's what I read. So fuck that shit. I, I'm gonna buy the weakness and go along because they didn't do anything. They might be associated, but Noah's not being criminally questioned or detained. So it's a trade. So how do I look at it? So now I tell the chat room in writing before the market opens, traders, Noah is down today. Why is Noah down today? Because, where is it? Where is it? It's got me down because the company has credit issues. I didn't need to go in detail with criminally and because they didn't do anything. It's one of their affiliates is having credit issues. Okay? It's got me down. I want the stock to yank it hard at the open. I really do. Because in the end, it's going to come back to $35 a share. All right? If it pops at 35, short it. But if it yanks, go for it. Just go for it. Because I want it to yank hard. Even though they didn't do anything, I want it to yank hard. Okay? So how do you yank it? Ding, 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 ding. Noah, bam, slammed. One big candle, 5,000 shares. Now, it didn't get to 31, but it bounced right there at 32.39. There's your long. Room to add if it pulled. And what did I say the stock would do? The stock would rebound back to 35 a share. Bam, 35.20, 35.40. You see that? This is a trade. This is a trade that puts food on the table. It's not the most glamorous trade in the world, but it explains in detail to a trader how you can find, fish, and hunt for your own trade ideas. This is a perfect example of that. And this is why we call like the school of trading. I'm going to show you another one. I want you to look at this one very carefully. Now, this one I missed, and I wanted this so bad. I was actually crying. I mean, I was had a tear in my eye. And unfortunately, most of the traders in the room didn't even trade it because again, a lot of traders that act are very spoiled. They want that common name, that Netflix, that Boeing, that MMM, IPHI. What the fuck is that? Where's my Soli? Where's AMRN? Where's KPTI? Where's give me something I know. IPHI. What the fuck is that? I don't trade IPHI. We'll see in awesome calls. We do. All right. So in the morning, pre-market, it's popped. It's probably on your scanners. 99.9% of the day traders won't even acknowledge it. They don't even care. They don't even know why it's up. And you know what? Because the trade ideas doesn't tell you why. So therefore, it's useless to me. But for me, I'm watching the tickers across the board, and I'm seeing 56. Shit, up 4 points. Why? At 5 o'clock in the morning? And I see this on the ticker watch. Okay, well, I need to know why. So I go, look, I punch it up on my scan, a scan I want to pay for you. So you can learn this and be this, right? So I scan it, I look, and I'm trying to find the news, right? It says here, China supply, trade wars, huh? So then I go to briefing. I thought, well, let me see what briefing has to say. So I go over to briefing and I punch it up. And I look right here, IPHI. What's going on? I scroll down. Interesting. Oh, it's jumping because Cisco bought Acacia. Look at all my trade ideas. AOI, IPHI, NPTN, Light, Envy. Oh my God, this just, see how briefing made you rich? Do you see how many trades I found? I could have done AOI this morning. I could have picked NPTN, but I love Light. I saw a light right there, and I went, "Oh my god, that's a trade." I wrote it down, light. That's a short, and I'll show you light in a second. But IPHI, I've never traded that. Shit, it's up 6%. What is that? What is that? I get all excited. Like, this would be a great trade for the room if I know what it is. Right? So I go to the room, punch it up. It's gapping up here. This is a $56 stock. It's gapping up on 200 shares. Holy shit, this is a short. But you know what? I bet if I gap fill it right at the open, I can go long and make my money. So that's what I'm going to do. Screw the short. Just wait for the pull at the open. This will be a great trade for everyone. They get paid so fast. And I'm talking in 5-10 minutes you get paid. Right? This is what I love to do. I want to find stocks that put money in traders' pockets. But in order to do that, I have to research. I have to keep looking and reading and understanding. Why is this up? Why is this up? So I come over here, right? And I see why it's up. So now I chart it. I look at it. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to gap fill this to 53 and under, bottom curl, go long. I bet I can make 3 or 4 points right at the open. As soon as it pulls, I'll just go long. And so you go to my notes and I chart it out. I mean, I put this thing to a T. Look, IPHI, gapping up on buying. And you're probably looking at it like when I'm writing it, what the hell is that? Right? So I even said, if you want to short it, nibble short because the stock is going to collapse to 52.50 at the open. And when it does, slow all day move to the upside. Do you see what I just did? I just paid your bills. That's what I did. I found you a stock that you could size in. You could bet the farm. You could bet the mortgage. You could do whatever it is you want to do. As long as you take the trade, you're going to make money in this room. You cannot not make money. And I'm trying to teach you that you don't have to trade what everyone else trades. Go outside the box. You don't have to trade NVIDIA, AMD, and MU, and Facebook. Go outside the box. Explore your mind. Become something you never thought you'd be. But learn. Learn, goddammit. Learn. Learn. So now let's put it together. I did. I have never traded IPHI in my life. You believe that? I never traded IPHI, but it doesn't bother me. It's just I understand how the market works. I'm so above the charts. This is where the success comes in. And if you're around a guy that constantly evolves and does that all day long, that shit's going to come on you. And you're going to become an incredible trader beyond what you ever thought you could be. Now you're going to look at this trade and go, fuck, I could have took 300 shares and been done for the day. But you didn't. You didn't. You fought every reason not to take the trade. Because you know why? You did not understand it. I did. You want to know why I was crying? Look at my entry. 52.50. I already told you the stock is going to hit that. And when it does, I don't give a shit what you're doing. Fucking long it. 100 shares, 300 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 20,000. You're going to get paid. You don't believe me? And I even told you it was going to go to 55, 56. I even told you. All you had to do was buy it. You ready? Ding, 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 ding. Pull, gap fill, bam, 52.50. It literally hit 52.50. And where is it now? All day move to the upside. 56. Are you fucking kidding me? What other room is going to do this for you? Teach you? Educate you? Beg you to make money in a room. Have you ever been in a trading room where the guy's begging you? Can you please execute for me? Just click 50 shares, please. Please, I beg of you, please. And you'll make $200. No, don't want it. I need another trade because I don't understand that. Okay. And literally within minutes, and I'm talking minutes, Within 10 minutes, the trade was done, almost at 56 a share. 300 shares, almost 3 points, $900 was 15,000 buying power. 15,000 buying power is what, 1,500 bucks? So $900 on $1,500. I don't know any room that could deliver that shit every day. That's what Awesome Calls Trading is about. That's what we're about. Just like my final trade here that I could show you. CEI. This was our baby. This is our baby today. All we required was the stock to break out at the open at 280. Once it did, it was off and running. That's it. What this does is give every trader an opportunity to make thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. Why? They bought a company today, and on their books with that company, the company is a positive cash flow, which means that that positive cash flow goes on CEI's first quarter books when they do their earnings. So that means the stock is going to run, right? So for us as a day traders, we needed it to break out with volume. Once it broke out and ran through 280, not 280 this morning, it was on ever since. And in the first pre-market hour and 15 minutes, in 45 minutes, the stock had hit 5. Look how much money any trader in the world could have came in with 1,000 shares, 2,600 buying power, and nailed 2 G's in their pocket. And you want to know who wrote it out? Who found it? Awesome Calls Trading. Number 2 pick. If this gets through 285 with volume, the stock will run 350 or more. Once it ran up there, there was no reason at all to dump the stock. You just needed someone to help you with it. I wasn't even impressed with the holdings, but I said, you know what? However, if this, I like to see it push. It needs 285 with volume. Well, you know what? 285 with volume is right there. There it is. 500,000 at 280, 285. Just like I said. You show me that, and I'll show you a way to make thousands of dollars. And that's Awesome Calls Trading. That is who we are. I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon, this webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I educated you and helped you. Tomorrow we're going to do this all over again with another 12 ideas. I'm going to go over each one, write it down, explain in detail, and hopefully one day, you will all grasp it. It just takes that one trade, and when you do, it's done. You're a trader, right? Thank you very much.